we are live, okay? Listen, huge junior developer mistake, okay? Anyone that's trying to get into their first job, you need to watch this video. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. There's a huge problem that everyone is doing right now. And I know it seems like I'm constantly creating videos of like, what's the problem that people are having? But really, I'm just trying to help you guys, okay? I'm seeing a lot of people, even in my comment section, talking about, hey man, I'm a front-end developer, or I'm an Angular developer, I'm a React developer, I'm a this, and that developer, but I'm going to learn this next skill, which is more complex of what they already know, right? To be able to get a job. I give you a great example. Someone says, hey, I'm an Angular developer, but guess what? Some companies I'm mentioning, they looking for, I don't know, backend in Java or C#. And now I'm going to go in and take my time to go and learn about the backend before I could even get a job as a front-end developer. Do y'all see the mistake there? Okay. Yes, back in the days, people will say, hey man, try to learn as much as you can, try to stack as many skills as possible. But guess what? That's not working for people. I'm being honest. The amount of people that I'm getting to have calls, right? And asking me questions about coding phase and booking calls and, hey, I went to this boot camp and I did this and that. Hey man, I've been doing this for 2 or 3 years and I can't find my job. And I'm noticing that the problem is that instead of trying to get a job with what they already know, they're doubling down on the knowledge that they have, right? And like learning more complex things, thinking that that will go in and solve the problem and get them a job. Hear me out, okay? Guys, we're live. I'm actually going to have a call, right, with one of the students here on Coding Phase, right? By the way, if you want to book a session with me and you want to talk to me, see if this program that I have, codingphase.com, works for you, all you have to do is go to codingphase.com, scroll to the bottom, right here, book a call, okay? Very simple, right? In 10 minutes, I got to get out of here. I'm going to see if I could get all of this message out for you guys before I got this call. But yeah, the problem is that people are doubling down. Imagine this. This is like somebody that goes to college, right? Gets an associate's and says, well, I got an associate's. I can't really find a job with an associate's. Let me get my bachelor's, okay? For whatever reason, whatever career they chose, they can't find a job with a bachelor's, and now they're doing a master's. If you couldn't find a job with a bachelor's, most likely you're not going to be able to find a job with a master's. You know what I'm saying? This is how you create this career students, where there's people that they start at 21 and they're still going to college at 34 and 35. And you're like, wait, are you a doctor? No, I've just been going from psychology to getting a bachelor's on this and getting a master's on that. And now I'm getting a double master's on this other topic. This is what happens. Y'all doing the exact same thing, but with development. You're starting as a front-end developer, right? You learn HTML, CSS, JavaScript. You probably learn one framework, right? React or Angular or whatever it might be. And then you can't find a job with that. And you say, well, the problem is that I don't have enough knowledge. I got to go in and learn more complex things like backend, right? Get more into algorithms, go into maybe DevOps, right? I've seen people getting AWS certifications when they're a front-end developer. What does that have to do with you being a front-end developer? Okay, hear me out. I'm seeing people doing the same mistakes, okay? What you need to do, instead of trying to scale your knowledge vertically, right, just by stacking more complex things, you need to start scaling horizontally. What do I mean by that? You already know HTML, CSS. You already know JavaScript. You already know how a website is made. You already know how, web applications work, okay? There's jobs out here that you can do without having to go in and basically become a full stack developer. Because if you can't find a job as a front-end developer, as a junior front-end developer, which is the easiest route as a front-end developer, full stack, back-end, front-end is the easiest one to get a job. And if you can't find a job with that, you're most likely not going to find a job as a full stack. Do you understand that? So stacking up a bunch of skills makes no sense. What you need to do is look at the roles that's out here, right? Things like web administrator, content manager, webmaster, content editor. There's a whole bunch of roles. Email developer, Shopify developer, WordPress developer, Drupal developer. There's a bunch of things that you could do. Even Webflow, right? And yes, you want to say, well, Webflow, Joe, I'm not a designer, I'm not coding. Shoot, Wix Studio. Stop trying to scale vertically, scale horizontally. You already know the foundation of web development. How can you get a job with that? If you can't find a job with that, stop stacking up so much skills that are more complex because you think that's going to make you a better developer and it's going to get you a job. Now, again, you could listen to me, right? Someone that has dedicated their life to helping people get into jobs in the tech industry on their first job. I'm not trying to, help you become the next Mark Zuckerberg, the next Peter Levels, the next Mark Liu. That's not my goal. My goal is for helping people get into their first job, get their career started, and help them get into the tech industry. I've been doing this for 7 years. You can trust me or you can continue doing the same shit you've been doing. Okay? So if you want to make a change, I'm going to be honest with you guys. You have to learn other skills that is not just in development, right? Learning how to use a content management systems, which is the easiest thing that you could do, right? And creating a portfolio with that, creating the right projects, right? That can help you land a position. Learning how to set up email development, email marketing for companies, right? Some of you guys might look down on it, right? But the truth is, that's what businesses need from you. You are a beginner. Y'all remember when The Rock used to say, yo, know your role? I don't know if y'all remember that. The Rock back in the days, right? Let me see if I find that, right? That was his whole motto, okay? Know your role, okay? And then he would say, of course, I'm not going to call you jabroni, but he would say, know your role, jabroni, right? Now, know your role as a junior developer, right? This is the first time you're doing this. This is the first time that you're getting a job. This is the first time you're jumping into this industry. Go look up how people get hired as a chef, Michelin chef. Go find out if people go in from not knowing anything, right, to being a Michelin chef and heading a team. No, people come in as dishwashers, as the guy that's peeling the potatoes, the guy that's chopping up the salads, okay? That's the truth, all right? Now, yes, that there's some people that come in and everything works for them. Great, that's their story. Now, you have to face the music. You're here with a bunch of skills. You have 6 months that you already put into this thing, and you can't find a job. You can't find a position. There's something that you're doing wrong. It's not that the industry's saturated. It's not that no one is hiring. It's not that there's a job freeze. No, there's something wrong with you. You're doubling down on your mistakes. The number one thing that companies are asking for is experience. Just experience. Show me that you've worked somewhere. Show me that you've done some type of development. Show me that you've actually worked at a company. You're over here coming in and say, well, I just came from Uber. I just did Postmates. I want a $150,000 job. Why should a company go in and give you that? Please show me your growth. Please show me that what you can do for us. I'm not willing to go in and take that risk and pay you $150,000. But guess what? Lil Billy down the street, he has an agency. He's willing to pay you $75,000. Go that route and get it. Then come back to me 6 months. Come back to me a year later. I'll go in and then give you that position. That's the truth, right? Now, shout out to everybody that's here, that's live with me, right? Let me give my shout outs because I got to go. This has got to be a 10-minute video at a max, Okay, I got a meeting right now with one of the students. Okay, so shout out to Stu Munoz, Antoine Coates, Margarita, Angel Medina, Stanislav, Hawk, Luis Masembo. Who else is in here? Nightbot, good old Nightbot. Saeed, okay, Sizzler, Roll Call, KG69, Paris Johnson. Okay, the whole squad is here. You know, usual suspects. Okay, but listen, I wanted to just give you guys this message for the day. You have to go in and scale horizontally, right? There's skills that you can learn, right? Like management, right? As far as like managing websites, you know, dealing with data, understanding how to look at data to make the right decisions, right? Things like SEO, things like e-commerce, just knowing the skills from e-commerce. How does companies get to sell products? How is it that, you know, a company goes in and runs an advertisement? How do we track that user when they go to the website? And then from there, we actually go in and use certain pixels to give them the right advertisement. Because guess what? They left something on the cart system, right? You go to Amazon, you look at a product, you click on add to cart. Guess what? You was gonna buy a PlayStation 5 controller. For some reason, Amazon now is showing you in Google that PlayStation 5 controller. You go to a website, you're reading a blog, oh shoot, there's that PlayStation 5 controller. How does that work? That's all part of e-commerce, right? You already know web development, you already know front end, you already know HTML, CSS, JavaScript, right? Your job right now, or your goal is to get a job, right? So start thinking of this instead of you doubling down and making shit more complicated for you. And you think like, whoa, now I'm a doctor. You know what I mean? It's like when people show up and be like, well, yeah, you know, I've been using Udemy and I got 25,000 courses. I completed basically 50 of them, right? And guess what? I'm a doctor. I'm a Udemy doctor. My God, Jesus Christ, you're doubling down on the same mistake. That shit is not gonna work. Okay, that shit is not working. Not in 2024. It's not working, my guys. And now what's really funny is that I've been saying this for 7 years, right? And my students have consistently been getting jobs because they've been following what I've been telling them, right? Everyone else that goes in and been trying to skip steps or, you know, get an extra boost, or they rather go and pay a boot camp, you know, $10,000, $20,000, because they believe that because it's $10,000, $20,000, it gotta be more premium. It has to be better, right? They have to be showing me something much better because guess what? You know, it's $10,000, it's $20,000. It gotta be that good. No, man, it's not, right? There's a lot of people that's out here that can't find a job, to go to boot camps, to go to a bunch of courses. They even pay for a coach. I've seen some guy on Instagram just today telling me on the advertising, hey man, I could help you get into FANG and this and that. And then the guy is talking about he just got hired in 2022. So you got 2 years and you teaching already people how to get into FANG? You get what I'm saying? Like that should be a red flag already. You don't even have a year in that company, and you're already talking about, I'm gonna charge you $2,000 to $3,000 to fucking coach you how to get into FANG? That should be a red flag for everybody. Yo, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I'm here to help you guys out, you know, because guess what? The algorithm's not gonna go to everyone here, and not everyone's gonna see this video. You should share it. Share it to somebody that's learning. Share it to somebody that's starting. Share it to somebody that's just doubling down on the same shit and be like, yo, I'm just going to continue learning more and more and more and more and more and more. And then figure out that at the end, they can't get a job. Start scaling horizontally, right? Look at the things that companies are really needing from junior developers. Forget about the salary. Forget about the 150,000. Forget about the badge, the Google badge, the Facebook badge. Forget about that. Focus on getting your first job, right? Again, this video is for those of you guys that want to get paid and want to get in the industry. If you're one of those guys that you code for, you know, for a hobby, go ahead, learn as much as you can, you know, do your cool projects, right? But for those of you guys that are against the wall, like, man, I want to get a new job. Hey, man, I hate my job. I can't be doing this shit no more. I can't be going to the office no more. I need to work remotely. Guess what? This is how you do it. Okay, learn other skills. Okay, that it's not just doubling down on the complex skills that you already have. Again, if you want to come in, you could come to codingphase.com, Come check it out, right? Again, yes, I might be biased. I might say, hey, why should I go in and recommend codingphase.com? Because guess what? That's my platform. And at the same time, I'm putting in a lot of work for my students to make sure that they succeed. I'm not seeing nobody else that does that, okay? You tell me, when was the last time you seen any YouTuber or any influencer or any of these people out here that will sit down with you and actually talk to you for 30 to an hour, right? 30 minutes to an hour, sitting down, just going in and discussing how we can help you out and just looking at your situation. No one does that. And when you look at the price, I just talked to somebody maybe 20 minutes ago and they're like, man, there must be something wrong because at this price, you know, you're giving me all of this, right? He's like, yo, you're giving me all of this, right? What's wrong with it? At this price, right? Because he just talked to like 10 different boot camps and they charging $10,000, $5,000, $20,000, right? I come in and say, you know what? I'll give it to you for $150. And you know what? I'll save you $50 on that, right? If you want to do the monthly service, $100. And guess what? I might even go in and do a giveaway like we're doing right now and give you 40% off. So technically, you could just pay $60 for the Diamond membership on a monthly basis. I give you access to all the services, all my help, all my knowledge, everything that I've been doing for the last 7 years, helping people get into the game for $60, right? For $200, you could come in and get 6 months of Coding Phase. That should be something that people should applaud and be like, damn, this motherfucker figured it out how to make this shit cheap, okay? But people are so on defensive mode right now. They're like, man, there's no way. There gotta be something wrong. There's nothing wrong. I'm just trying to help you out. Guess what? I'm trying to make this accessible to everybody. If it was up to me, if I was like a really popular YouTuber or whatever, I will make this shit $1 because everybody should have this knowledge. Guess what? 1 million people paying $1, I'm fine with that, right? I don't need to make no more than that. But guess what? In this situation where we at, we're not the most popular one, right? We're not the biggest channel. We have to go in and charge something. But guess what? We're making this accessible, right? As you can see, we always giving you discounts. We're always helping you guys out. And giving you knowledge that can really help you out, right? Like this is what I dedicate my life to, right? When I wake up, right, till I go to sleep, I'm thinking about how we can help the students get into the game, right? I'm talking to recruiters. I'm going out of my way, creating profiles, right? Random portfolios, so I could test out what's happening with the industry, right? I could tell you right now, just from my own test results, right? When I apply as a front-end developer, not with my own name or anything connected to me, because I got 10 plus years in this game, I'm doing it as a beginner. When I apply as a front-end, quote-unquote, React developer, I'm not getting any calls. I'm not getting a reply back from messages or anything, right? But when I go in and apply as an email developer, content editor, right, with my test portfolios, I'm actually getting 6 to 10 different people calling me. You know what I'm saying? At least calling me, booking interviews, right? It's not a guarantee that you're going to get a job, but at least you're getting motion, right? The average person gets hired after 4 to 6 interviews. That's just the norm. This is data that I have because I've been doing this long enough and I've been testing all of these things. So if you're in the defense of like, man, I'm not getting no results, switch. Okay, switch and actually start thinking. It's like there's no point of you going in. It's like like I said, a career student, a person who goes in, gets an associate's, gets a bachelor's, gets a master's, then from there goes in, switches to another career, gets another master's with that, and then from there gets a PhD. Now they're 30-something years old and they still never worked a day in their lives. You don't want to be doing that as a developer, okay? That's the same thing that most people are doing it right now. Okay, shout out to everybody in here. I'm going to see you guys later. I got to jump into this call. I'm actually late now. But I love you guys. Take care. Peace.